What's up, my fellow otaku? It is finally time. Yes, it is time for us to establish who is the cutest character of spring 2021 anime season. Yes, just like before, this doesn't necessarily have to be a waifu. It can be a waifu. It could also be a cute character that you just want to protect their smile. It's kind of a broad concept of just who is the darnest, cutest characters of the season itself. So let's jump into it. So for my number 5, I struggled a lot because as usual with the top lists, usually that bottom item is always a contingent between the one that's going to be there and the one that's just below it. And I was struggling between Diva of Vivi Fluorite Ice Song and Porona from To Your Eternity. And I think what it came down to really is Vivi. As much as I love Porona's character and I think that she was such a strong and beautiful character, Vivi just has so much going for her and so much in the future going for her, which I think Perona's probably going to get left behind with the story arcs changing over to a new story arc. But Vivi herself, or as you might call her, Diva herself is a really fantastic character, and similarly to Perona, she is a strong character, and that's mainly through the story itself and her having to build kind of defenses and using those to fight people. But it is a character that is evolving so significantly. Granted, she is an AI, and she was programmed for a specific task, and that was to sing for people and smile and have them smile. But it's in where she kind of evolves from that, gains new parameters and new missions that you seeing her grow. And not so much just grow as gaining new things, but also gaining emotions. And this is where we're diving into an area of AIs learning what a heart is, learning what love is, learning what emotions are. And seeing her evolve through this story is absolutely fantastic. Plus, to add to that, like I mentioned before, she's awesome. She kicks total butt. I love seeing her fight. She's just all around a really fantastic character that I love seeing on the screen and seeing how she's progressing. Now, again, it's kind of really going to the idea of the writer himself, where how far he's willing to push those boundaries of human versus AI. But I think she probably will turn into a character that's going to hit some really emotional points in her story, and I cannot wait to see where she goes in this 100-year span that she's apparently a part of. For number 4, I'm struggling with as well. And I think this is going to be a common thing with each segment, is I'm going to have a struggle between two characters. But I'm trying not to have more than one character in one season, even though I totally did that with the last cutest character video that I did. But yes, SSSS Dyna Xenon, we have two contenders. We have Chisei and Yume. And while initially in the previews, I was stuck on Chisei. I loved her character design. She looked cute. But unfortunately for her, she's kind of taken a back seat from most of the other characters, including Yume. And granted, Yume was also an additional character that kind of drew me into this story by character design alone. Obviously, the same character design as SSS Gridman, which I love the character designing there. She's kind of that carryover and that similar style to her that obviously is, yes, thighs, very cute. I love her very quiet nature. Her eyes, I think that's really the thing that for me is every shot of her and her eyes, for some reason, just totally pulls me in, and I absolutely think that she's a beautiful character. Now, she's also a character that will probably see significant character development through the show as she learns more about her sister and is dragged into the Dyna Xenon's fights against the kaiju itself. But everything so far has really captivated me, and I think that she's a really beautiful character. Again, very quiet, very to herself, but a character that I'm hoping will eventually open up. But as it stands now, unfortunately, as much as I love Chisei, I have to give it to Yume. Moving on from here into the top 3, I evidently have moved into the realm of smiles I wish to protect, and I think the top 3 are kind of just falling into that category. We've moved out of the realm of waifus with Diva and Yume, and we're moving into the realm of really just smiles to protect at this point, but that is the cutest character, so let's jump into it. For my number 3, I've chosen Sayu from Higehiro. After being rejected, I shaved and took into a high school runaway. And Sayu is a character that just initially from the previews, I was already just captivated by this character. She is too dang cute. And which lends itself very so much to the story itself, as she's a high school student that feels that she needs to give up her body in order to find a place to stay, and she tries to do this with the main character himself. But Sayu herself has been such a huge surprise for me. And the idea that, yes, she is adorable, And yes, as you kind of learn her story and you start to break, your heart starts to break for her herself, you start to see her grow and grow in a character and regain the thing that she already had lost. Gain a childhood, gain her high school days back, gain purpose, gain a future. And that in itself is something that I have been so captivated with this character and seeing that growth, going from where she was always just giving up her body, assuming that every man wants this, to eventually no longer looking in the past and what she's been through and looking to the future and looking where she wants to go from here. And I absolutely think that she is, again, absolutely adorable. I love her character design. She's super cute and easily one of the cutest characters of Spring 2021 season. Moving on to number 2, we have Emilico from Shadowhouse. This character is absolute smiles and sunshine within a very, very dark and grim looking world itself. As the Shadowhouse is very dark and very gothic, Emilico is like this bright sunshine. It's so funny to have one of the other characters literally call her Sunshine. And the idea that everywhere she is, no matter who she's with, no matter if somebody is disenfranchised, no matter if somebody is in a dark place, if somebody is gloomy, Emilico will brighten their day and will pull them into the sunshine that she is. And that is what definitely makes her so adorable. And granted, given it to the studio themselves for absolutely doing a fantastic job of animating her. She looks so lively, even though she's supposedly a living doll. The amount of life they've given into this character and how she moves around and how she smiles is absolutely a joy to me, even though I'm watching a show that, again, is very gothic theme and very, not that it's a dark show, but it's got a dark theme to it, so it seems like she is in this darkness, bringing a ray of sunshine to it. And I absolutely love her as a character so far. Seeing her develop from being a single purpose to realizing the world that she's around, being very fish out of water and learning how to walk on 2 feet has definitely been a joy for me each episode that it goes through for Shadowhouse itself. So yes, Emilico is definitely one of the cutest characters of Spring 2021 anime season. Now, it is with great joy that I give you the number 1 cutest character of Spring 2021 anime season, and that is easily Koguma. And Koguma is a character in a series called Super Cub, and is a series that I am increasingly shouting from the rooftops for people to check out because this show is absolutely fantastic, and it is due to Koguma that is the thing. And Koguma is a character in the first episode that opens up having nothing. This girl literally has no parents, she has no friends, she has no purpose, she just goes to school and has really nothing, and you really do see that in her character. But as she runs into a Super Cub and gets a Super Cub, she is slowly learning, not that she likes Super Cubs, it's not about the Super Cubs themselves, it is about Koguma gaining things. She's gaining purpose, she's gaining life, and she's gaining character over these episodes. And the show itself is a slow progress into this whole thing, and she is absolutely adorable. Every time she finds purpose, she finds something, she gains something, this smile comes on the screen, and this smile literally brightens my day every single week that I watch this show, and I cannot express enough how much I love this show, and it is pretty much 100% because of Koguma. I love her to death. She is so adorable. She is like a daughter that you just want to see gain things. You want to see her get friends. You want to see her achieve things. You want to see her grow as a person. You want to see her just step forward into situations and dominate whatever she is that is set up in front of her. And I think that she is easily the cutest character of this season, hands down, without a doubt. Please go watch Super Cub. Please go watch Super Cub. It is so fantastic, and I love it to death. But that is my top 5 characters, cutest characters of Spring 2021 anime season. I am definitely interested to know what you guys believe is your top cutest characters of Spring 2021 anime season. I think that's my favorite part about doing top lists, is to see what other people choose. My honorable mentions definitely is, like I mentioned before, Perona from To Your Eternity. She is a strong female character done right. Such a fantastic character. I loved her to death. She's such a badass too. Nagatoro is fantastic as well. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for not having her in my top 5 list. I think that's mainly because I'm still getting over how early episodes she felt like a bully, and she has to grow on me, and she definitely is doing that. Tan Girl, best girl, she's absolutely adorable. I love her to death too. But yeah, Dojima from Pretty Girl Detective Club, she's definitely turned out fantastic so far. I really do like her character, and I love that show itself. Kuroha Osamake, I do love her. She's definitely cute. The show itself, I think, is ruining her for me, so it's hard to put her on my list because of that. Laika from I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years and Maxed Out My Level. She's pretty much the Rem of that show, and I love her to death because of that. And finally, Hina from Tokyo Revengers. I think she, so far, is a very strong character. Now, granted, we haven't spent enough time with her for her to move up on my list, but she is a really strong character, and I cannot wait to see more of her in the future. But yeah, again, that's my top 5 list of cutest characters of the spring 2021 anime season. Again, please let me know down below what your favorites are, or if you agree with me. Leave a like if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and please share this video if you can. It does help us and does support us. But I thank you all for watching, and y'all take care.